A farmer is sitting in the neighborhood bar getting drunk. A man comes in and asks the farmer, "Hey, why are you sitting here on this beautiful day getting drunk?" The farmer shakes his head and replies, "Some things you just can't explain." "So, what happened that's so horrible?" the man asks as he sits down next to the farmer. "Well," the farmer says, "today I was sitting by my cow, milking her. Just as I got the bucket full, she lifted her left leg and kicked over the bucket." "Okay," says the man, "but that's not so bad. Some things you just can't explain," the farmer replies. "So what happened then?" the man asks. The farmer says, "I took her left leg and tied it to the post on the left." "And then?" asks the man. "Well," says the farmer, "I sat back down and continued to milk her. Just as I got the bucket full, she took her right leg and kicked over the bucket." The man laughs and asks, "Again?" The farmer replies, "Some things you just can't explain." "So, what did you do then?" the man asks. "I took her right leg this time and tied it to the post on the right." "And then?" asks the man. "Well," continues the farmer, "I sat back down and began milking her again. Just as I got the bucket full, the stupid cow knocked over the bucket with her tail." The man says while nodding his head. "Some things you just can't explain," the farmer says. "So what did you do?" the man asks. "Well," the farmer says, "I didn't have any more rope, so I took off my belt and tied her tail to the rafter. In that moment, my pants fell down, and my wife walked in. Some things you just can't explain." A man is dining alone at a fancy restaurant, while a beautiful brunette is sitting at the next table. He's been secretly checking her out ever since he arrived, but doesn't have the courage to start talking to her. Suddenly she sneezes, and her glass eye flies out of its socket toward the man. His reflexes kick in, and he reaches out, plucks it out of the air, and hands it back to her. The woman is mortified. "Oh my, I am so sorry," she says as she pops her eye back into place. "Let me buy your dinner to make it up to you." So he joins her at her table, and they enjoy a wonderful meal together. Afterwards, they go to the theater, followed by drinks at a bar. They talk, they laugh, she shares her deepest dreams, and he shares his. After paying for everything, she asks him if he would like to come to her place for a nightcap. He says yes, and they return to her place. He ends up staying the night, and the next morning, she cooks a gourmet meal with all the trimmings. The guy is amazed at how everything has been so perfect and how incredible this woman is. He can't believe his luck. "You know," he says, "you are the perfect woman. Are you this nice to every guy you meet?" "No," she replies. "Actually, you just happened to catch my eye." One evening, a family takes their frail, elderly mother to a nursing home, hoping she will be well cared for. The next morning, the nurses bathe her, feed her a tasty breakfast, then set her in a chair near a window overlooking a lovely flower garden. She seems okay, but after a while, she slowly starts to lean over sideways in her chair. Two attentive nurses immediately rush up to catch her and straighten her up. Again, she seems okay, but after a while, she starts to tilt to the other side. The nurses rush back and once more bring her back upright. This goes on all morning. Later, the family arrives to see how the old woman is adjusting to her new home. "So, Ma, how is it here? Are they treating you all right?" they ask. "It's pretty nice," she replies, "except they won't let you fart." The teacher asks the class to share an exciting event that happened to them during the past week. "Billy, you go first," says the teacher. "What exciting thing happened to you this past week?" "My parents took me and my little brother to an amusement park last Saturday," pipes Billy. "That sounds very exciting," exclaims the teacher. Next, Cindy raises her hand. "Cindy, what about you?" asks the teacher. "I went to my cousin's wedding," says Cindy. "How wonderful," replies the teacher. At this point, little Johnny is waving his hand in the back of the class. The teacher tries to ignore him by looking around the room and asking, "Does anyone else want to share?" Little Johnny is still the only child with their hand up. The teacher sighs. "Okay, Johnny, what exciting thing happened to you?" Little Johnny boasts excitedly, "My daddy fell into a well." The teacher, alarmed, exclaims, "Good Lord, is he okay?" Little Johnny just shrugs. He must be. He stopped calling for help yesterday. An 80-year-old man was asked for a sperm count by his doctor as part of his physical exam. The doctor gave the man a jar and said, "Take this jar home and bring back a sample tomorrow." The next day, the 80-year-old man reappeared at the doctor's office and gave him the jar, which was as clean and empty as on the previous day. The doctor asked him, "What happened?" The man explained, "Well, Doc, it's like this. First, I tried with my right hand, but nothing. Then I tried with my left hand, but still nothing. Then I asked my wife for help. She tried with her right hand and then with her left, and still nothing. She tried with her mouth, first with the teeth in and then with her teeth out, still nothing. We even called up Arlene, the lady next door, and she tried too. First with both hands, then an armpit, and she even tried squeezing it between her knees, but still nothing." The doctor was shocked. "You asked your neighbor?" The old man replied, "Yep. None of us could get the jar open." A saddened cowboy walks into a bar. The bartender asks, "Why the long face?" The cowboy replies, "I just found out my wife is sleeping with another man. I've decided I'm going to drink myself to death." The bartender looks shocked and says, "I'm sorry, but I can't help you kill yourself." The cowboy asks, "Well, what would you do in my situation?" The bartender puffs himself up a bit and says, "If I found out a guy was sleeping with my wife, I wouldn't sit around feeling sorry for myself. I'd kill the guy." The cowboy jumps up from his stool and shouts, "That's a great idea," and runs out of the bar. A couple of hours goes by, and the bartender is starting to get nervous when the cowboy walks back into the bar with a big smile on his face. "Did you kill the guy?" the bartender asks nervously. "Nope. I slept with your wife." Redneck Ray strolls into an ice cream parlor and looks up at the menu over the counter. He tells the clerk, "I'd like a gallon of your chocolate ice cream, please." The clerk replies, "Sorry, sir, we're all out of chocolate. I'd be happy to get you another flavor, though." Ray says, "Oh, all right. I'll just have a pint of chocolate then." The clerk, frustration starting to show, says, "Sir, as I just explained to you, we are all out of chocolate." He then points to a sign that reads, "Sorry, we are out of chocolate today." Ray thinks for a moment, then says, "Oh, I get it. I'll just have a scoop of chocolate then." The clerk, trying to hold back his rage, says, "Sir, as I've already told you, we are completely out of chocolate." At this point, the clerk is beginning to wonder if the customer even knows how to read. So he asks him, "Sir, where is the V in vanilla?" Ray, taken aback by the question, answers, "At the beginning." The clerk says, "Very good. Now where is the Y in strawberry?" Ray replies, At the end?" The clerk says, "Right again. Maybe I underestimated you. Now where is the F in chocolate?" Ray ponders this question for a while with a look of concentration on his face, then finally says, "There ain't no F in chocolate." "Exactly," replies the clerk. My friends, if you want to watch other funny jokes, subscribe to the channel.